right, I think yeah, it's there. Nice. So, hey everyone, I'm Luis. I'm the co-founder of Gelato Network. And today in this workshop, I want to show you how you can use our serverless Web3 functions to basically farm engagement on your Lens account. Who here has a Lens account already? Nice, quite a lot of people. Cool, and as I said in the beginning, you can already, if you brought your laptop, go to testnet.lenster.xyz, create your testnet Lens account. This is, by the way, anyone can do this. You don't need to have a mainnet Lens handle for this. So yeah, you can try this out in the workshop. So quick background about Gelato. Gelato is Web3's decentralized backend. And yeah, we're basically empowering builders, developers to augment their smart contracts to basically build much more scalable and user-friendly Web3 applications. And Gelato is basically a decentralized stack that has currently in its suite of products smart contract automation, transaction relaying for gasless transactions, and Web3 functions for access and indexing on off-chain data. And this is roughly how it works. So you have Gelato validators off-chain. We basically work with currently 5 node operators in this network that are validating and sending data from off-chain. And yeah, then the question for these services, do you want to automate a smart contract? Do you want to post some data from a Web2 API? Or do you want to relay a transaction? And if so, you can talk to our Gelato entry points and then get this done by this decentralized network for you. And on-chain, there's a smart contract protocol, which then forwards your request to PancakeSwap for a limit order. They use us, for example, or Connext uses us for cross-chain bridging. Pretty much, I would say, every DeFi application or many NFT applications use Gelato in some shape or form. So the agenda for the workshop today is to use a Gelato no-code solution to prompt ChatGPT to post to your Lens account. So basically, instead of you posting on Lens, you can have ChatGPT post on Lens for you, and you can give ChatGPT a prompt, to sort of limit the scope of what it can post. And we're using our serverless Web3 functions for that, and I will show you the code. It's very minimal, but I will also show you how you can do this. We have a UI for this, which we quickly hacked together yesterday, so don't expect Steve Jobs-like design. Yeah, that's Lenster. So if you want to follow along in this workshop, you just have to go to testnet.lenster.xyz. You have to sign into MetaMask. Yeah, the internet has to work for this. I know we have someone from the Lens infra team here. What's up? All right, cool. Now it's working. All right, you sign in. In this case, I already created my account. Now, this is a Gelato dev account. All right. Yeah. And as you can see here, I created this account yesterday, and I used Lens Gelato GPT to say, give me some wisdom, some computer science wisdom. And every 10 minutes, you see Gelato is posting some wisdom for me on Lens. Focus on logic, not memorization. Always strive for modularity. That's very fitting, right? Ethereum is becoming more modular. That's great. Also, I can go to my other account where I asked ChatGPT to post fun facts about Amsterdam. By the way, there's a bit of a small bug here with ChatGPT. It sometimes does this or less thing, but apart from that, it's pretty cool. Like, Amsterdam is the 3rd most bicycle-friendly city in the world. The world's first stock exchange opened in Amsterdam. The city is over 400 years old, and you can see every 10 minutes I'm posting some cool stuff about Amsterdam, right? I mean, in reality, it's Gelato Web3 functions and ChatGPT doing all the work for me, and I might get the airdrop. Great. So yeah, that's how it looks in the end. You can go to the UI. Damn, I should share the link here. So we have a UI for all of this. It looks like this, and as you can see here, it's ETHDam-gelato.web.app. Sorry, I don't have this in a link anywhere, but if you want to, you can go on here now, ETHDam-gelato.web.app, and you can connect your wallets. And in this case, I basically already went through the steps, but I can quickly tell you what these steps are. So first, we set Lens allows you to set a dispatcher. And a dispatcher is basically an account that can post to your Lens profile. So here we're setting a Gelato dedicated message sender. This is a Gelato smart contract module as our dispatcher. The UI literally will just give you a button if you haven't done this already to click set dispatcher. Yeah, you just have to put your profile ID in there. So that's quite important. Let me quickly go back to my profile. And let's go to the gitpusha profile. So you have to set this profile ID here on Mumbai. Or actually, maybe not here, but somewhere you have to set your profile ID. And then here you see I'm logged in with my dev account, and there I say, give the prompt here that I want ChatGPT to generate text for me based on that prompt is give me a bit of computer science wisdom. And you then just set prompt. This is an on-chain transaction talking to Lens, and then talking to Lens Gelato GPT. And yeah, that's it. It's like 2 buttons, and you're off to go. Anyone in the world, you don't have to be a coder for this, can now have ChatGPT post on their Lens accounts for them. 2 buttons. Yeah, that's the UI if you want to try it out. And now it's time to get into the meat of things. And yeah, does someone already have a question here, or? Because now we're diving into some code. All good? Nice. There, yeah.
Is this an application on Lens, or is this something separate?
It's a Gelato adapter. So it's a Gelato middleware smart contract that connects to Lens. And it also connects to the Gelato Web3 functions protocol. But yeah, essentially it's an integration with Lens. And by the way, a shout out to the Lens team, because these integrations were so easy to do. It's super cool. Made me a lot more bullish. I think UX-wise there's still improvement, but from a developer experience, Lens is already, I guess, better than Twitter today. All right. So first of all, what are Gelato Web3 functions? Web3 functions are decentralized cloud functions that enable developers to connect their smart contracts to off-chain data, ensure data is accurate, run off-chain computations, execute transactions on all major blockchains, send notifications, store data. It's really just like we give you the ability to just write a TypeScript file, a script, and then currently this script is then deployed for you on IPFS, and from there the Gelato nodes download the script and they run it for you. And what you want to do in the script is completely up to you. So we basically, before, if you used our Gelato Automate services or Relay services before, you were already able to do a lot. We gave you a UI to basically define what contracts to call, under what condition, all of this stuff, but it was very limited to on-chain data. And now with this, you can talk to any Web2 API on the internet, get access to any resource, and sort of enrich your smart contract work pipeline with data that is not just available on-chain. Like you can talk to subgraphs here if you have a subgraph. You can talk to CoinGecko, whatever you want, right? And we're also working in the next release, so it's currently in beta. You can get whitelisted to our Web3 functions beta, but we're also working to decentralize the validator set here so that eventually this data will also be validated by multiple node operators, so that if one of the node operators is down or has some faulty data, ideally this would be basically removed. Yeah, so how does it work? You write your Web3 function, IPFS, Gelato nodes download it, run it, and then we execute this for you and we send the transaction for you via the Gelato protocol on chain. Use cases are dynamic NFTs. You can leverage 1inch, for example, like a lot of protocols that use Gelato automation before always had to encode payloads for Uniswap swaps on chain, and now they can use 1inch, which is much better, of course, in terms of execution price. Yeah, I guess Li-Fi could use this as well to automate bridging across multiple chains. Yeah, and here, I mean, yeah, this is what we're doing today, the let AI post messages to Lens protocol. Yeah, that's not too interesting. So let's go to the actual thing, like how does it work? How does it look behind the scenes? And first, we will have a look at the smart contract, the Lens Gelato GPT integration, and then the Web3 function. And this is the Solidity code for the smart contract, and it's really insanely easy. You just have this. We just have this set prompt function, and this is what on the UI you call when you set your prompt. I don't know, give me a fun fact about Amsterdam every 10 minutes on Lens. And yeah, you just have to submit your profile ID on Lens. We verify that the message sender is actually also the owner of this profile, so yeah, that's just a sanity check. And then we also require that you have enabled Gelato's dedicated message sender as a dispatcher, so you have given Gelato protocol access to your Lens account. And then that's it. And then we just store your prompt on chain, and that's all we need. We can then, now that your prompt is stored on chain, we can then in the Web3 function off chain that we wrote for this, read your prompt, talk to ChatGPT, post on Lens on your behalf. So that's it. That's the Web3 function now. So this is the smart contract bit, insanely easy, right? It's literally just like talking to Lens. And this is the backend part. So this is a Web3 function example using TypeScript, very simple script. And the first thing we want to do here, I mean, there's a bit more. You can check out the code. I got it linked. Yeah, maybe I can share the slides here later. We will probably publish it somewhere. But basically, first thing we do is we talk to OpenAI. And the cool thing with a Web3 function is that you can even use secret API keys. So you can write your Gelato Web3 function, and you can use secret API keys to talk to your OpenAI account, for example. And here we just talk to ChatGPT. We use the prompt that before we fetched on-chain from the smart contract. And yeah, we get the text back from ChatGPT, and that's pretty much it. So you can think of this like you can use Gelato Web3 functions here to talk to any API, really, get any data from it, and then post it on chain or do whatever with it, store it on IPFS, all these things. In the next step, we're using the Lens client to basically just validate this publication result, so our ChatGPT generated text. And we then store it on IPFS because Lens obviously integrates with IPFS to fetch the content. So that's basically just storing our post on IPFS. So this could be one of these ChatGPT generated fun facts about Amsterdam that is now stored on IPFS. Still in the Web3 function here. And now we generate the data for the post. So this is a Lens object, right? We put our profile ID, we put the content URI to the IPFS post that we just stored on IPFS, Lens stuff, right? And off we go. Like, we then just tell Gelato, okay, Gelato, I have a new call data for you, I have a new payload for you to send. Like Gelato is very specialized in transaction sending, right? So hey Gelato, here's a new payload, please call the Lens hub address for me, and please post my data on there, right? And that's it then. In the end, you just have to say, okay, it can be executed, and off we go. So that's from then on out in this return statement, your request gets sent to the Gelato P2P network, and it will be executed. And yeah, so in the end, you can see it posted just now, 2 minutes ago. It posted a new fun fact about Amsterdam. Amsterdam is home. Oh no, wait, this is probably one that it posted before as well. Here, 59 seconds ago, I posted on Lens, it is home to the narrowest house in the world. Yeah. There's stuff on here, right? So, I mean, we could try one thing quickly. I think it posts every 10 minutes right now, but I could change my prompt to something like, tell me a fun fact about London. I'm setting the prompt now. And yeah, so now the transaction is being sent, my prompt is changed, and now my Gelato Web3 function in the next round will get my new prompt. It will talk to ChatGPT again, generate a new text based on my prompt, post it to Lens for me. Given that we just had a post 1 minute ago, I think this will take 9 minutes from now on, so we probably won't see it anymore, but yeah. Now my prompt is tell me a fun fact about London. So in 9 minutes you should see on my Lens profile, if you follow me on on the testnet lens, gitpusha, you will see fun facts about London. And that's just one very simple use case of what you can, in just this much code, build with Web3 functions. Super easy for developers. Like, you don't have to worry about hosting at all anymore. You don't have to worry about like RPC connections, smart contract transactions, all of these things. They're all abstracted for you. And just like this, you can build a no-code interface where every Lens user out there, no matter how technical she or he is, has access to a bot that posts for them, right? That's pretty cool. So in a matter of, I don't know, half an hour, you can build a UI for anyone in the world to have a bot that posts on Lens. That's the power of it, and obviously you can take that and apply it to many, many other different use cases, do whatever you want with it. Yeah, that's it. That's the workshop. Any questions? Yeah?
It's not related to the workshop, but I applied to have my address whitelisted. It's not related to the workshop.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yes.
It's a nice idea. It's related to be whitelisted. Like, I applied more than 1 month ago, and I don't know what's happened. I'm not whitelisted yet to try it.
Okay, this is for the Web3 functions beta,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Did you go via our Discord server?
No, I think I used a form.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think we got many, many applications, so maybe some of the forms were lost. The best thing is to go via our Discord server. There, usually you get whitelisted pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And sorry that it was not done yet. Yeah.
No problem.
I think it will be open also not far from now. It will be open access maybe in a month or two. Then you don't need to talk to us anymore to do something.
Hi, it's very interesting user case. I like it. And I want to know, you mentioned that you will, like, this is super simple code, and then you can have this user interface. And I want to know, do you abstract, or do you get all the data from OpenAI, or you do some like verification or some validation of the data? And also, what kind of data you can get from there, like all the, any sort of data, or like, yeah.
Yeah, so technically in Web3 functions, you can do whatever you want. We just basically give you a sort of platform as a service to build whatever you want. You can build your own Oracle with this and so on. Now, of course, if you need your data to be super secure and validated, then you would have to add that in yourself at the moment. We're working on having some basic consensus data validation and so on for this, so that anyone can benefit from in the future as well. But yeah, you can really get any data you want, do anything with it what you want. Of course, if you have a DeFi protocol or so, most likely it shouldn't just rely on your data without any verification and so on, right? So there you have to be careful. But yeah, for a use case like, okay, I just want to use ChatGPT to post on my Lens account, yeah, I don't think there needs to be much validation and so on. I can trust the OpenAI API, and even if ChatGPT generates some bogus, not the end of the world. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I have a small question. So for the backend part, you code all on TypeScript and then you deploy directly, like you have a CLI, or how does it work exactly?
Yeah. Let me quickly also put this up here in case you want to join our Discord and so on. So basically, currently you just write your TypeScript file, and then we have an SDK, a Web3 functions SDK. We also have a hardhat plugin that makes it super easy to test stuff. It's super cool. And with the SDK, it's very easy to deploy your Web3 function. There's a deployment script. It's very easy. And then the way you currently submit inputs to your Web3 function is by going to our app. I can quickly show you this 1 second. So we have a very nice UI that we originally used for our smart contract automation. And there, for example, we now have this page for any task that you want to create on a Web3 function. So if your Web3 function wants some inputs, you can submit a task on-chain at the moment. And that's what we did here. And here you see for this task here, this is basically the Web3 function that collects all of the prompts from all of the users using this, and then generates all of the ChatGPT contents and posts it to each individual Lens account. And you can even see here the task logs. Here you can see it ran a couple of times. Here actually it was ready every 10 minutes and it's submitted for execution. Like they eat chocolate con churros for breakfast. Or what is this? Is this maybe an Amsterdam fun fact? Amsterdam was the first city in the world to have an aquarium. Wow. Yeah. So here basically once you actually deploy your Web3 functions, you immediately have this very nice UI where you also can connect with your wallet. And you can get logs, even the logs, like if you console log in your Web3 function, you can see those. You can see the code. Here it's not so nice because we didn't properly use the ABIs, but you can even have a look at the code here. Here, that's the code.
And you can import any package you want inside it. It's not like
Yes.
in the graph or with the WASM or whatever.
You can use NPM.
Okay,
packages,
cool.
yeah.
Thanks.
No worries. By the way, if I think we are probably over time, but no, we still have some time. And if we're a bit patient, we can see the next post. Oh, two more minutes, and then it should post again. So let's see.
One last.
Hey, nice presentation. I have a question. So these Web3 functions, they are in TypeScript, right?
Yes.
Are there any concerns that some people are deploying maybe malicious code and then the Gelato workers execute that JavaScript and...
Yeah, so obviously this is the biggest security vulnerability there. The runtime environment is sandboxed. It's actually using Node.js, not Node.js. And so we're investing a lot in security audits there, research and so on. Also part of the reason why it's still in beta is because we still want to test it out much longer. But yes, essentially it relies on a sandbox environment. And there's a lot of security engineering you have to do for this to be safe on the backend side. Certainly not easy.
So TypeScript and not JavaScript then?
Yeah, I mean, TypeScript is JavaScript, right? Or basically. Thank you very much. All right. I mean, if we have one more minute. Okay. Yes. Let's see. Otherwise, follow me on testnet then gitpusha. Okay. Let's do a live look into the logs here. Something was cancelled. Not sure. Let's see. Yeah. By the way, feel free to kick me out whenever. Yes. It's a very good question, actually. For Twitter, I mean, people write their own Twitter bots and so on. I don't know if what I like about this is, yeah, I mean, if you're a tech guy, you could say, oh, I can just write a bot myself, right? But the cool thing about this with Gelato is that you can build an application that is accessible by everyone, right? I'm not sure if something like this exists for Twitter, like a UI where you can basically with no code just tweet. But now it exists on Lens. Actually, we will deploy this to mainnet soon as well. So if you have a mainnet Lens handle, that's where the farming can happen. And yeah, actually, another idea that I just had from your question was, I think a really cool thing we want to build with this is a mirroring so that you can post all of your tweets on Lens via Gelato Web3 function. So yeah, cross posts. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see how maybe Mumbai is congested. No, there it is. That's the finale of the workshop. Amsterdam has more than 1,000 bridges, more than Venice. There you go. All right, that's it. Thank you.